Hi guys, yes, come on, join. I'm waiting for like a few more people to join so we can get started. So today's live session is with my school's psychology teacher, Suman ma'am, and I used to look up to her so much, and she's such a big role model. So it is such an honor to, have her today go live. So I'm just gonna add her real quick. 1 second. Hi
Hi,
ma'am, how are
Sana.
you?
Hi, Sana. How are you?
I'm good, ma'am. How are you?
Great. Yes. So all set for the session.
Yes. So, ma'am, first of all, it's such a big thing, that today you're here and you're like talking, and it's such a nice feeling because, like, I was always looking up to you, and now there are so many people who have questions related to mental health, and I'm glad that you'll be able to help them.
Thank you so much for having me, Sana. I'm really excited about it. Yes. So we can start.
Okay, perfect. Yes, sure,
Yeah.
sure. So, ma'am, the first thing was people have asked, how do you stay positive during this time and not overthink?
Okay. See, Sana, first of all, I want to tell you that, feeling positive or negative, both are all right, right? Now,
Hmm.
negativity is also something that we should embrace. You can't be positive like throughout the day for a month or so when, things are going wrong. So we have to embrace if I'm feeling upset or if I'm feeling negative, you have to understand why you're feeling that.
Hmm.
Now, how to stay positive and how not to overthink. Now, what
Hmm.
I personally do is that I don't watch the news.
Okay.
So I have limited my consumption of the news. So I only watch it like either in the morning or in the evening, but never the first thing in the morning or the last thing
Hmm.
before I go off to sleep. Because what is happening is the same news is being repeated again and again, and we
Right.
are consuming all this negative energy from everywhere, and it somewhere affects our mental health. So I
Definitely.
yeah, so I would suggest that just limit the number of hours that you give to television or even to social media, right?
Hmm.
So that or even after you have watched a particular news, you should give yourself some time off. So let's
Right.
say something like a palate cleaner. So like
Hmm.
suppose I have watched the news at 7, so after that watch something that is funny, that is
Yeah.
comedy, something that you like, something to re-energize you back. So that will reinforce the fact that you don't end up sleeping. Another thing I want to focus is that you need to have a routine. Now routine is very very important. Now I understand for like the kind of audience that you have, adolescents or uh, college going students. Now it's very difficult to follow a routine as you follow a routine in
Hmm.
your college or in your school. So it's not necessarily that you follow the same routine that you used to have. You can also make your own routines,
Right.
like yeah. So what I have started doing is I have started feeding the birds and
Hmm.
watering the plants, or making up my bed when I wake up in the
Lovely,
morning.
lovely. That is actually very
Yeah,
important.
yeah, it's a very small thing, but it actually gets you into that it also gives you a sense of that you have done something. It might seem like a very small thing, but it really has a big impact on your how you start your day.
Definitely. That's true. Especially like you said, laying your bed in the morning, making sure your environment is clean, your room is set up and everything. It puts you in a good mood. And as you said
Right.
about watching something light, I think that's very important. Be it a comedy show, anything that you like that's not, taking up a lot of your mental energy out.
Right. Also, I would like to say that a lot of us, me including, we all watch a lot of Netflix and Prime and all those binge watching shows throughout the day. So
Yeah.
you need to take a break. So whatever you're doing, even if you're working or cooking or whatever you're doing, you have to do everything in moderation. Don't end up doing something for like straight 5 hours, because that's going
That's
to
true.
strain you. Yeah, it's going
Hmm.
to emotionally also drain you, and physically also it will tire you.
The second question is how to handle anxiety these days when your family could be a reason for it.
Okay. I think a lot of us, are in that kind of a situation where we have to stay 24/7 with our families. And even though we love our families, sometimes they can get on your nerves.
That's
So,
true.
yeah. So, I would say that you sit with your family and set out expectations. you know, have a time period. Tell them that, you know, this is my me time. I want to have that time for myself. If you're coming into my room, I would like you to knock before you come, you know, something like that, so that, you know, they are not disturbing you again and again. So also remember this, that when you are expecting that people should respect you, you also have to respect other people's personal space. So you cannot go running to your mother and say कि मुझे भूख लगी है, मुझे अभी खाना दो, because she also has her own space. And this is not during just the quarantine. This is something we should practice, you know, throughout our life. That if I want personal space, I should also give personal space to other people also.
I think that is
So
also very
even when they are physically accessible, it does not mean that they are emotionally or, you know, mentally prepared to give you that time and that duration. So like I was mentioning, that you should have like a family meeting sort of a thing, where you can decide, okay, you know, we will have lunch together. That is going to be our time together. Or after 7 o'clock, we might sit together and have a chat. But before that, you have to create those zones that, you know, you can't disturb me during those hours.
That's right. So that has to be your
Right.
personal time.
Yeah, so like even in my home, like, you know, my husband is working from home, I'm working from home, so we sit in separate rooms and we do our thing throughout the day, and evening we spend our time together. So, you know, we respect each other's privacy, so that is very important.
That is like the main thing that is to be understood.
Yeah.
The next question is, ma'am, what is your advice for people who are staying alone? Because so for some people, being very social, being out and going and meeting new people used to give them happiness, and now so all of a sudden you're locked up in your house. So for them, what do you have?
Okay, first of all, see, everybody is saying social distancing. We don't need to socially distance ourselves from other people. We have to physically distance ourselves from other people. Socially, we should be connected. Emotionally, we should connect with other people. So maybe, you know, having a hangout session with your friends in the morning, or somebody who is close to you. Talk to them once a day, or just have a specific time period when you want to talk to them, right? And each day you can call up a new friend and speak to them. And, you know, there are so many online sessions that are going on, that there is a lot of things that are going on to keep you engaged. But you need to set your priorities. Do you want to do something that makes you happy, or do you want to do something that gives you a sense of accomplishment, or do I want to be productive throughout the day? Because, you know, trust me, I don't want to be productive throughout the day. You know, I want to do something that gives me happiness also. So you need to segregate that time period. So people who are staying alone, this is very important. That first, which I'm the thing that I mentioned before, that having a routine is very important. So even when you're staying alone or with other people, have a structured life.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people just think, oh, we need to do so much of work today. And they set those goals knowing that they won't be able to accomplish it, but jitna bhi hoga, that will be fine. But right now, we should remember that it's okay to set smaller goals and to just do as much as possible.
Very, very important. Yeah, your short-term goals are very important. Right. We all have our long-term goals, but I will not be able to achieve these long-term goals as of now. So how do I feel accomplished? How do I feel that I have achieved something? Right. So you set up goals for every day. So maybe, you know, you can set up a timetable for yourself, or, you know, things you want to achieve the next day. So you can go from day to day, because your mood is also going to change and you're not going to be in the same mood throughout. So what I feel today, right now, on that basis, I can decide what I'm going to do tomorrow. But I can't decide, okay, after 15 days I'm going to do the same thing.
Definitely. Makes sense. Absolutely. So the last question, ma'am, is, since somebody has asked this on Instagram itself, since most of my time is spent on Instagram and I see all of these Instagram models and public figures, I feel very insecure about my looks and my body image. Any suggestions?
See, first of all, this is not related to quarantine as of now. This is something that, you know, a lot of people are going through. So it is not specific to quarantine. It's just that you have more time to browse.
Yeah.
See, a short way to deal with this is, I would unfollow or mute these people who are giving me, you know, unrealistic goals. Because you yourself is an influencer, Sana, and I see the kind of content that you put online, and how you focus on positive health and positive body image. Now, body confidence is very tricky, and to have that
Yeah.
confidence is also very, very difficult. We have, such societal pressures that makes us feel that I have to be of a particular type, of particular size to fit into
Yeah.
that, to fit into that mold. But why there is a need to compare myself with other people? So I
Hmm.
would say focus on things that are positive in you. Focus on your strengths instead of what your weakness is. Right. And
Absolutely.
when I'm comparing myself with other people, I do not know what their life circumstances are. I do not know how their metabolism works. Right.
Definitely. So I was just saying that besides that, a lot of people and most of the people online, they're only posting, their highlights. What are the good things that are happening? Nobody's posting how they're feeling internally or what's going on at the back of their mind. So it's like an
So
up and down thing, and people.
definitely. And it's also very important to have the right role models. So if
Hmm.
there is a role model who is only focusing on size zero, or you should be this thin to look beautiful, then I would say this is the time to unfollow that person.
Yeah, definitely. That is
Yeah.
very well put, ma'am. I think you've summed up the whole, whatever people had, all the questions that were there. I think we've summed all of it up very well. And you've given really good answers. And I'm sure everybody is, I can see the comments right now. Everybody is really happy and very, they're thanking you for all of the lovely advice that you've given.
They should thank you for organizing this session. And before we end this, I would like to ask you how you are dealing with the quarantine.
I have set out this whole timetable. Usually I get up on time, same
Mhm.
9:30, 10. And then I eat the breakfast, everything is done, and I start jotting down what I'll have to do for the day. And then I start getting that stuff done, take a bath, start working. So it's not that difficult because anyway my work is from home. So I have to like film videos and do all of the content planning, strategy planning stuff. so most of
Hmm.
my work was from home. It's just going out to college or going to meet friends or relatives. That stuff has gone a little low, but I think that's okay. A few days, I mean, if it's for the betterment of everybody, I think that's fine.
Definitely, and I would like to reinforce the fact that you just mentioned that getting up at a specific time. So sleeping and eating at a particular time is very, very important. Even if you don't feel sleepy, going to bed at 11 or 12 or 1, whatever your time is, that is very, very
Mm.
important. It might take time for
Definitely.
you to sleep, but at
Mhm.
least you will be in a habit of sleeping at on time. A lot of people, I've been getting a lot of messages saying that I'm unable to sleep at night. Now you have to identify, are you not able to sleep because of the stress that you have, or you're
Mm.
sleeping in the afternoon, that's why you're unable to sleep at night. So you have to
Yes.
find out, you have to find out what your reason is. If you're awake till like 6 a.m. in the morning and then going off to sleep, then obviously your sleep cycle is disturbed. And to deal with all the anxiety and stressors that we are exposed to as of now, sleep is very, very important. That rest period basically readies us to deal with all the stresses that are there. So eat healthy, sleep healthy. These two are the most important things that you could have in your kitty right now to deal with the stresses.
Right, right. Especially right now because we're anyway
Definitely.
stressed, so it's good to balance everything out and be on the right track.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Those are all the questions that we had, and even the questions that have come in right now. I think they're the same as the questions that we've already spoken about. Great having you, and I'm sure so many people have benefited from this session. And if anybody else has any questions, can they reach to you directly?
Definitely they can.
So they can. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was great having you.
Thank you, Salam.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Suman ma'am directly. I've tagged her on all of my stories, and that's about it. If you guys have any other questions, you can also DM those to me, and I can ask ma'am, and then I can get back to you. My next live video is going to be on how to start your fashion blog, fashion blogging 101. So we'll be touching upon all those areas. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you day after tomorrow on live. Bye.